I'm not going to speak to you today as your mayor. I'm going to speak to you as an individual who has had to fight for my right to access to things, as many of you have. It's not a story I wanted to tell publicly, but I feel a little bit like if people like me don't tell you the things we've gone through, you all sit at home and think you went through them alone, and you didn't. Did you know that in this province, if you miscarry and the child does not naturally come out, you can wait up to a week to have a procedure that allows you to have that baby removed from you? I don't know how to say this in a way that's polite. I don't know the words to use, but I can tell you that when I had to go through that experience and I had to wait a week to have a baby that had passed removed from my body, it changed my view of this healthcare system, and it makes me wonder exactly what the hell we are doing to women in this province, in this country, in this world. What are we doing to trans people when we are cutting all types of funding that is supposed to be meant to help support them through their journey, through their transition, through whatever they choose to have as a journey?
Adam Sos here for Rebel News, and we're here in downtown Calgary for a protest in response to the leaking of a decision from the United States Supreme Court on Roe v. Wade. Now, this decision, which has not yet been released, would effectively overturn Roe v. Wade and return authority and regulation of abortion back to the states. Many consider Roe v. Wade to be a landmark case on abortion rights and have therefore, across the United States, very often with an intent to intimidate judges, and now here in Calgary, gathered to stand up for what they believe is their fundamental right to abortion.
If you don't know how to pronounce your local Indigenous nation's name, we won't say your story of origin, acknowledge stolen lands, imposed economic oppression.
Well, we attempted to speak to some of the organizers and some of the people here to get their side of the story on this pro-abortion protest. Unfortunately, there's been a bit of a concerted effort among the organizers and some of the people here to tell people not to speak to us. Those people are very happy to speak to the mainstream media, of course, but unfortunately, we aren't going to be able to get that side of the story. And unlike the March for Life, we've not seen a counter-protest contingent here, so we're unable to speak to those people as well. So a little bit of a short and quiet day, it seems. We're going to hang around and capture the content, capture some people's speeches, and then we'll make our way out of here.
I acknowledge them regularly and say, I love you. I will meet you somewhere. But you didn't get to live to 150 years old or 100 years old or 80 years old. You didn't even get to see air. And that was what was best for them and for me. And if we believe that souls will come to this earth whenever they need to, I'm going to meet that person. And they know that I love them. And I could not take care of them. And I wish that I could, but I could not. And that is not my moral failure.
Because at the end of the day, a government that cares about babies doesn't de-index the child tax benefit that cut child poverty in half.
So no lack of action in downtown Calgary today. The pro-choice, pro-abortion protest that's taken place was actually originally intended to take place at City Hall, but there's already a pro-Palestinian protest, which you can see behind me, taking place. So they decided to move over to Olympic Plaza today. Well, there's certainly a great amount of attention paid by the pro-abortion, pro-choice rally taking place to Street Church here. Perhaps they're under the impression that there's a counter-protest going on, but that's simply not the case. This is part of Pastor Artur Pawlowski's street ministry, and they gather here several times a week in order to feed Calgary's unhoused communities. We heard frequent allegations, implications that Christians or pro-lifers simply don't care about people after they're born. But what we're seeing here is a witness to the contrary. This church community here feeding people who need to be fed.
You know, Christian message is always and always have been about life. From the moment of conception, either you are strong and on a high rise or you are on the streets. We are right there, right here. You can see about 100, 150 people in a lineup, and that is going on 3 times a week. So we are here regardless, and we will always take care of those less fortunate.
My friend, without these people, we cannot do nothing much. Honestly, they give you food. They give you everything. I don't know why people are complaining about them. They help you. Is that too much to ask? They help. Look at me. I'm on the street here. Whatever. Maybe this is gonna be my best food I will eat for the next 1 week.
So you don't agree with the people over there saying they're bad guys and they're not nice?
It's a free country. They might have their own opinion. They have their own opinion. But even if you're twin brothers, you're not gonna agree on everything. I don't think so. That would be utopia. Everybody disagrees. So now they're there and these are here. But these ones here, I know they give me food if I got no food.
Well, this pro-abortion, pro-choice rally in Calgary is wrapping up. As you can hear behind me, there were a couple of notable figures here, including an NDP MLA, as well as a Calgary City Councillor, Giancarlo Cara, and Calgary Mayor Jyoti Gondek. They all spoke in support of this event. We were happy to be here to cover this story and bring some different perspectives on this tense issue within society right now. As always, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. For Rebel News, I'm Adam Sos. If you want to support our independent journalism, unlike many of the other outlets out there who dig into your pockets through your taxes, we actually just give you the free choice to donate and support us if you are so inclined. If you want to do so, and if you want to help our independent journalism, you can do so at rebelfieldreports.com.